I'm president of the Baton Rouge branch of the NAACP. We called this press conference to start letting the community know what has been going on, to let the community know that we are silently, that we're going to root out all the causes of evil, because this is the last time that an innocent entrepreneur will be killed unlawfully by anyone in this city. Right here with me now, I have the attorney for the family, Edmund Jordan, who want to make a statement.
Good morning. My name is Edmund Jordan. I'm a state representative and also the attorney for Quinetta McMillan and for Sandra Sterling, Alton Sterling's aunt. I have Ms. McMillan. They're going to get her. She is the mother of Cameron Sterling, who is Alton's son. What we want to do today is, first of all, I want to start off by saying thank God for Apple, thank God for Google, thank God for Microsoft, because if not for them, maybe we wouldn't be here today right now as we are congregated. One of the first things the Baton Rouge Police Department did is go and confiscate the video system from S Food Mart. Mr. Abdullah said that they had him in his car, did not present him with a search warrant, but went in and took his system. So he's confident that his video, his surveillance video, shows the entire incident. Well, that is now in the possession of the Baton Rouge Police Department. Now, there are no criminal charges pending against anyone as far as we know. Certainly because of the tragic and unfortunate situation with Mr. Sterling, no criminal charges could be filed against him. So why are they holding on to this video? We hadn't heard them saying anything about bringing in investigation against the officers. So what we're asking for, and we have other leaders who have asked for the same thing, is for this investigation to be taken out of the hands of the Baton Rouge Police Department and handed over to Louisiana State Police. The mayor has said that he will not be involved in a cover-up, and the best way to ensure that there is no cover-up is to hand it over to some neutral third party. I also want to thank Congressman Richmond, because I understand last night he has asked for the Justice Department and the FBI to be involved, and it's the same thing that I'm requesting for the family as well. So what I'll tell you is this. I don't think that the department knew that there was another video out there. And we certainly believe that there may be other videos that show this situation as well. So what I want to say is, certainly, please send your prayers and your condolences out to the family, because we certainly want to say, this is Ms. McMillan right here, the mother of Mr. Sterling's son. We certainly, I'm sorry. Oh, this is his son right here. I'm sorry, I didn't see him on the other side of me. This is Cameron Sterling, Alton's son. So we want to make sure that you certainly send your prayers out to him, because we need it. And we're praying that the truth ultimately comes out from this. We think with an independent investigation we can get down to that, and that's what the family wants. So I'll hand it over back to Mr. McClanahan, and if you have any questions afterwards, I'd be more than happy to answer.
We're actually here today to speak to the culture of the Baton Rouge Police Department. You know, this incident is only one incident in many. What we're going to do today is root out the 1% of bad police officers that go around becoming the judge, the jury, and the executioner of innocent people, period. But more specifically, innocent black lives. What I'm calling for today is that the chief law enforcement officer, which is the mayor, to fire the chief of police immediately. Yes. I demand for the chief to be fired immediately. Yes. I demand that he resign if he has the guts. Right. Secondly, I'm calling for the chief executive officer of this city to resign, to step down. He must step down, because this is a new day. We will not have in our city, the capital city, anybody who allows this type of action to take place. It will not take place no longer in the city. I'm calling for the CEO and the chief law enforcement officer all of them to resign. I'm calling for a full investigation of this police department and this website where they go on and call black folks anything they want to call them. It's uncalled for. If you sit behind the screen of a computer, you'll act upon it when you get out in front of the community. We ain't gonna run around scared. I would no longer tell my son when you see a police officer, say yes sir and bow down to him. Hell no. We're gonna call that they resign immediately. And I tell you one more. It didn't start, everything didn't start today. It's not gonna stop today. I promise you, we will continue to act until we get the 1%ers gone, the mayor gone, and this chief law enforcement officer gone, period. Thank you.
Ms. McMillan wants to make a statement.
First of all, I want to give thanks to all the real citizens of Baton Rouge and those who have came and expressed their condolences throughout the different mediums over the past 48 hours. I also want to clear some things up prior to the beginning.
Take your time.
The interrogation of what I really need to say. Alton Sterling, regardless if you knew him or not, he is not what the mass media is making him out to be. This is a plan to try and obscure the image of a man who's simply trying to earn a living, to take care of his children. With that being said, the individuals involved in his murder took away a man with children who depended upon their daddy on a daily basis. My son is not the youngest. He is the oldest of his siblings. He is 15 years old. He had to watch this as this was put all over the outlets and everything that was possible to be shown. As some may know, Alton sold CDs and was doing just that, not bothering anyone, and had the consent of the store owners as well. And then the events that recorded during the two officers. Now, if we could reflect on the measure of a man, it should not be judged on his past, but most scientific marks that a man left his life and what he left on lives of his children. As this video has been shared across the world, you will see with your own eyes how he was handled unjustly and killed without regard for the lives that he helped raise. As a mother, I have now been forced to raise a son who is going to remember what happened to his father that I can't take away from him. He is at an age of understanding. I hurt more for him and his loss. As a parent, one of the greatest fears is to see your child hurt and knowing there's nothing you can do about it. What I saw last night from the real citizens of Baton Rouge will forever warm my heart. We are a complete community of individuals who will carry this burden and also stand together to ensure that this event will not go unjustice.
That's right.
It will not go unnoticed, especially for the future.
No justice, no peace.
I, for one, will not rest or not allow him to be swept in the dirt. I say again, I for one will not rest and will not allow y'all to sweep him in the dirt. Until the adequate punishment is served to all parties involved. Again, I want to thank everyone for their thoughts and prayers. They will not go unnoticed.
Under any normal circumstances, the criminal justice system says if a person commits a crime, he's to be arrested, he's to be charged, and the system will take place. I'm calling on anybody in this city with any backbone to go and arrest those two officers. If the system will work for anybody, it should work for them too. Let a judge set their bond. If they're wanted to be murdered, there shouldn't be a bond, period. Let those two officers be arrested and charged with capital murder. Let them hire lawyers. Let them try to weasel themselves out. But thank God for YouTube. Thank God for iPhones, because without the iPhones, they might have gotten away. I want them to know, them and their friends, because they run in packs like dogs, that their day of reckoning is upon them. They must make peace with their maker, because it's the last time that they should see and walk free to harm another. We will not stop until justice is served, not only for this young man that died, for all others that have died and have been bruised at the hand of unlawful police officers. We want you to know this is not the beginning, nor is this the end. We shall go until we achieve victory. We shall get victory for all those involved. We shall get victory.
I stand with SCLC. I stand with the NAACP. The Nation of Islam, we stand with our people, with our victim that has been murdered. What we are calling for, the Justice or Else Coalition, we're calling for an economic boycott starting this Friday of the Louisiana Mall. That's what we are calling for. And we're not going to stop, as Brother Mike McCanahan, president of the NAACP, said, until we get justice. And that's all I have to say at this time. But let's withhold our money starting this Friday. Don't spend anything at the Mall of Louisiana. Thank you.
Say your name, sir.
Abdul Rashid Muhammad, local representative of the Nation of Islam.
At this time, my name is Gary Chambers, publisher of the Rouge Collection here in Baton Rouge. At this time, we will begin to take a few questions. We will not supply the family at this time because of the emotional toll that it is taking on the family. But what we do want to be understood is there's a unified front. We have elected officials here. We have people from the faith-based community. We have nonprofit leaders here. We have people in Baton Rouge that are demanding for justice. This is not a place of division. This is not a place where we are trying to pit all of our community against police officers. We understand that all police officers is not bad, but this must be answered for. It should not take national attention for us to get an answer about a man being murdered by police officers, and then for officers to pull a gun out of his pocket, for officers to shoot him at point blank range, and then we not have anything from our chief of police, from our mayor, is a disservice to the people of East Baton Rouge Parish, and we will not stand for it. So with that being said, if there are a few questions, we will take it, and we will start with national media first. Any questions?
What else do you know about the police body cameras? What else can you tell us about the police body cameras?
As far as what we have been told by the police department is that the body cameras fell off of them. They have not released any footage to us as of yet. There's supposedly dash cam video as well, but we have not seen dash cam video or police body cam video. The video from the surveillance video of the store clerk was taken by the police officers. That video footage has also not been released. They took the store owner's video camera and his video recorder from the store. We do not understand why they took the video recorder. That is a question for us, because the store
should come forth and give us some answers to the questions that we've been asking since yesterday. In fact, I emailed the chief on yesterday asking that the Louisiana State Police or an external investigation be done so that it would not have the appearance of any conflict of interest. However, I was told that that wasn't going to happen. What I believe is this community deserves an answer. I don't believe that they should have waited this long to give us. And let me just say, the sooner that you come out with something, then you can set the rest of the people in the community. If you don't do that, then people continue to have questions, and as many videos that come out, the worse it's going to get. So yes, I'm calling up on them to give us some direct answers or charge the officer, give us some information. We need to get a rest in the community, and I'm calling on them to unify this community, and it is up on the mayor, president of this parish to do so, and also the chief of police.
Let me go ahead, sir.
Do you believe there's any truth to what the police are saying? Do you think they're making it all out?
What have they said? Exactly. We haven't heard a clear explanation of why these officers fired their weapons on this gentleman, and so that's why we're here, because it shouldn't take so long to get an answer from our police department. Yes, sir.
Question for Mr. Jordan. Have you talked to the family about if Mr. Sterling had purchased a weapon recently, or if he had a weapon on him when he was out there?
No, look, and let me say this to you. I don't know the answer to that question, but it is irrelevant. If you look at the video, it certainly speaks for itself. Mr. Sterling was not reaching for a weapon. He looks like a man who's trying to get his head up, who's actually fighting for his life, a life that ended immediately thereafter, almost as if he knew what was about to happen. So the video certainly speaks for itself. Mr. McClanahan wants to speak to that as well.
Now, as police officers, they're trained. They're trained for any and every scenario. You know, they're trained. You cannot tell me that those officers have not been trained how to go up on the scene with a gentleman that may and may not have a weapon. They're trained. But be that as it may, even if they weren't trained, two guys had him down by his arm. I could take candy from a baby. These guys did not want to take a gun from him until he was dead, because that was on their mind. I promise you, evidence will show when they arrived on the scene, they had shooting somebody on their mind, because the gun came out too fast. My trainer would kick in and say, well, let me talk to you first. Let me use deception so I can knock you down and put the handcuffs on you, whatever it may be. They did none of that. The only thing they had on their mind was to kill this guy. Not only did they kill him, they walked over, shouted some obscene stuff, and said, don't call the ambulance, whatever it was. They would not do animals like that. So I tell you what, if these guys have that type of mentality, they do not need to be sitting home on administrative paid leave. They need to be sitting in parish prison on paid leave, getting their minds right for their day of reckoning.
Ms. Marcel, how concerned are you about the failure of the police body cameras on this case? I mean, does it seem the
Let me answer that.
Well,
we don't know
well,
if they fell off or they was taken off.
Right.
What's
That's what the
important is that we have a video that's showing you what happened, and we see an individual that's being assassinated in front of us. And one thing about these cameras, because we're all saying about the cameras, Eric Garner had the clearest cameras ever, and they still did not indict or hold those police officers responsible. We want these individuals held responsible because this has become a common thread across America, but it's one that we will not stand for here in Baton Rouge. So we are definitely here to ask them to be transparent, make sure that they show us everything, and if the cameras did fell off, then where is that footage that led up until they fell off? So we should see the cameras dangling. We want to see all of that. We want it step by step to make sure that they're not lying, because they have been known to lie. So that's what we are.
Well, to answer your question, I was told that by the chief of police that both body cams fell off in the tussle. However, I did not see that on the video. So if that happened, and he's saying that it's a defect in the body cameras, what I'm saying is we don't need to use those body cameras anymore. So let's outfit our police officers in body cams that don't fall off, because they're using them throughout the nation, and they're not falling off other officers' uniforms. So what I will call upon him to do is immediately stop using those body cameras, number one.
When was the last time you spoke to the chief?
On yesterday. It was yesterday afternoon. After I sent him an email, he called me back requesting that the state police come in. So he did call me back, and that's when he said that the body cams had fallen off, and the footage, they had some footage, but the footage wasn't very clear. And so the footage that we have that's good is from the store. And so, again, I think a lot of the unrest is in the fact that we do have a video at the store. And why haven't they released that video? I don't understand that. And why haven't they given us some indications of where this investigation is going or will be leading to? Those are some of the questions that I'm asking. Also, one of the other things that came up on the Body Camera Commission, where I chair, is that whether or not an officer should be able to view that body cam prior to making his statement. I was told yesterday that he had not given his statement yet. They were giving him time to get with his lawyer. That also concerns me.
Yeah.
That also concerns me.
What did the chief say about your request to the state police?
He said that the state police probably would not want to take over the investigation because they had gathered a lot of the information at the scene and talked to a lot of the witnesses. And what I said to the chief is, going forward, we should never have another situation like this. We should have a memorandum of understanding with the Louisiana State Police, where the Baton Rouge City Police backs up from this type of incident and allow them to come in initially and make those investigations transparent. And that's what I'm calling for, transparency.
Let me take a few moments to allow Ms. Sandra Sterling, the aunt who raised Alton Sterling, to speak to you guys for a few moments.
Hello, my name is Sandra Sterling. I'm the aunt of Alton. I raised him. I'm just not pleased with what I saw. I was out there the day of, and I was actually out my body for a couple of days. I actually really saw this video at 4 o'clock this morning. I was very disturbed, and I was hurt at what I saw. It's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing that happened to him. And he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. And I commend the person that finally bought that video up, because had she not bought it up, we would have been blinded. We never would have known what really happened. By those cameras being lost, it was that video that made us realize what really happened that particular night. And I applaud that person that bought that video out, because it shed light on everything that we didn't know. We was blinded. So, I have to say.
Do any of you know who captured that video?
No, we don't know. It was somebody posted it to Facebook, but we're thankful that they did. I'm ready.
All right. Yes, sir.
Given the timeliness of how long it's taking for the police, do you believe what they're saying now? Do you trust that they should bring police?
No. We do not trust the police department at this stage at all. They have not given us reason to trust them. When trust is a relationship-based thing, it is a communication between us and a communication between them. We have not had that communication from them to us. Therefore, there has been no trust established as it relates to this situation. Yes, sir. We will address each issue as it comes up. Right now, we want to stick to the issue.
Let me say something. Let me just say this to you briefly, and I don't want to dismiss your question, but let me say this to you. Everybody here has fought on criminal justice reform, and we've all said it's not just about sentencing reform; it's about community policing. So, if nothing else, this is going to be one of the conversations that we're going to have as how the police interacts with every community in Baton Rouge, but certainly the communities in North Baton Rouge. So look, but that's where we're going.
Hold tight. All right, listen, we're not going to take any more questions, but we will say that there's a vigil tonight at 6 o'clock at Triple S Food Mart at the corner of Fairfields and Foster. We are asking the community, black, white, red, and yellow, to come out and show support. For the family at 6 o'clock at the corner of Fairfields and Foster, where Alton was gunned down by these police officers. Let me also say, many people are going to address and try to diminish the community and the images in which they saw in Baton Rouge last night. You cannot starve a community and expect them to act like the first-class citizens when you're gunning them down. They are responding according to what they know, and we are not going to beat our community down in the process of this. We are not going to allow the national media to diminish our community because we are unified together. We are one Baton Rouge, and we will be better from this when it is all said and done. We will see you all at 6 o'clock this evening.